Peace to everybody. This story is about Chicago State's attorney questioned charges against Jussie Smollett as excessive. And as you can see here, the picture is Jussie Smollett. The Cook County State's attorney, whose office was tasked with handling the prosecution of Empire actor Jussie Smollett, at one point referred to him as a washed-up celeb who lied to cops, yet argued that he was being charged with an excessive amount of felonies. So why, calling him a washed-up celebrity? Really? No. I watch Empire, and he's a really good actor. I love it when he plays Jamal Lyons, and now they're calling him a washed-up celebrity. Not a good idea. And of course, they're claiming, allegedly, that he lied to the police. And I find it hard to believe. In text messages obtained by Variety, Kim Fox wrote to one of her associates on March 8th, just after Smollett had been indicted on 16 felony counts. So, I'm recused. But when people accuse us of overcharging cases, 16 counts on a class 4 becomes Exhibit A. The associate answered, yes, I can see where that can be an excessive. So they're still going after Kim Fox, like they're still accusing her like she had something to do with the charges being dropped. And if Kim Fox didn't know anything about it, then why go after her? But if she did know about it, why didn't she come out and say, oh yeah, well, we got the charges dropped because there is no way Jussie Smollett did anything wrong and his records are sealed permanently, and only he can request to have them reopened. Pedophile with 4 victims, 10 counts, washed up celeb who lied to cops, 16, Fox added, apparently comparing the charges to those faced by singer R. Kelly. Then she wrote, on a case eligible for deferred prosecution, I think it's inactive of something we should be looking at generally. Just because we can change something doesn't mean we should, agreed the associate answered. So, alright, so now they're going to target R. Kelly too as a pedophile with 4 victims, 10 counts. So she's busy with that, plus she's working on Jussie Smollett as well. So, she's pretty much dealing with a lot right now. Smollett had faced the felony charges after a grand jury indictment on claims that he had staged a hate crime attack in Chicago in January. But on March 26, just weeks after the indictment, the Cook County State's attorney dropped the charges. In exchange, Smollett forfeited a $10,000 bond and agreed to community service. So yeah, it was agreed that the $10,000 bond was forfeited, which is reasonable. It's reasonable. And of course, he did 2 days of community service, so this is like 16 hours. So that's no problem right there. But yeah, but accusing Jussie Smollett of staging a hate crime, can we get a little real here, Chicago? Because you are pretty corrupted. The Chicago Police Department is corrupted. The alleged Rahm Emmanuel, he's corrupted. So now you got mayor-elect female or Lightfooter that is saying that she wants the charges to be brought to justice or whatever. And it's kind of hard to prove anything with the charges being dropped and the records sealed. Fox had recused herself from the case in February after she had communications with one of Smollett's relatives. So, yeah, so she decided, well, I'm going to recuse myself because she had communications with one of Smollett's relatives, but we don't know which one it is. It could be the mother, the brother, sister, it could be anybody. That's all, whichever one of the family members, it could be anybody that she had contact with. The text messages were revealed in a trove of text messages and emails released on Tuesday in response to a Freedom of Information Act request. But the state's attorney exempted many records from disclosure, citing privileged communications and the sealing of the court file after the charges were dropped. Yeah, so there was various text message, emails that were going back and forth between Kim Fox and that family member, whoever it could have been. It could, like I said, it could be anybody: mother, brother, sister, father, grandma, grandpa. It could be anybody. Well, but which, but we need to know which family member it was that Kim Fox had contact with. The decision to drop the charges triggered harsh criticism from Mayor Rahm Emmanuel and Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson. Last week, the city of Chicago sued Smollett for more than $130,000 in costs to cover the investigation. And of course, Jussie Smollett is not going to pay that kind of money. No, 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 no. That's not going to happen. Rahm Emmanuel and Eddie Johnson, go sit down somewhere because you're not getting the money, obviously. And the city of Chicago, they can go sit down too. Smollett has insisted that he told the truth about the attack. He claimed that on January 29th, two attacks struck him, shouted "MAGA country," and wrapped a noose around his neck. Many of the text messages and emails released detail how the state's attorney's office responded to the furor after the charges were dropped and defended their decision by releasing data on other cases. So allegedly, Jussie was attacked on January 29th and by the two brothers allegedly, and they yelled "MAGA country" and wrapped a noose around his neck. But we all know Jussie's an actor, and I mean, seriously, why would somebody lie about something like this? But then again, you never know what's going to come out. And emails and text messages were released detail by the state's attorney's office, of course. And there's, I don't know how much data, but there's data on other cases too. And of course, the court system, they're backed up for years from all these court cases because it's so corrupted with the court system. Joseph Magats, the first assistant in the state's attorney's office, ultimately made the decision not to prosecute the case. He told the CBS Chicago station that he did not believe that Smollett was innocent, but based on all facts and circumstances of the case, and also keeping in mind resources and keeping in mind that the office's number one priority is to combat violent crime and the drivers of violence, I decided to offer that disposition in the case. So he pretty much wanted to offer that disposition, and yeah, it's just like way out there too much, and ultimately made that decision to not to prosecute the case. So there's no way Jussie Smollett is going to go to jail. Definitely not, because I mean, with him telling the police, oh, he was attacked and that, and of course the police don't believe him. They say, oh, well, you're lying. You staged the attack. You paid it. where's the receipt for it? If Jussie Smollett allegedly paid these guys to attack him, where's the receipt for that? I mean, seriously, the Chicago Police Department, they just need to get rid of the bad cops, keep the good ones, hire some more good cops, but don't hire the bad ones, because that's a bad idea in the first place. Because the police, they hide everything in their police report, and they're covering up for each other, and it's just ridiculous of what they're doing out there in Chirac. Leave your comments below. I am out.